Hey y'all, I'm coming to you from a gorgeous, the bird wants in on this, but if I dilute the background noise you won't hear that, which means that I just referenced something that you can't hear. I'm coming to you from a sunny, gorgeous, impeccable day, and I couldn't do this video from inside the house when it looks like this. So we're out here today, and I hope you can hear me in spite of the wind and everything else. I wanted to share with you some books that have played a critical part in my growth. Now, a little disclaimer, and I'm going to be looking to the left, your right, don't know how it's going to turn out, but I have a little notes tab up, so I'll be reading from that too if my eyes drift off. Okay, so, whether it's been parenting or just growing in my faith, or thoughts and decision making, things like that, I really glean. Thankfully, there are people out there who have written books to really help guide that process. But a book I've most recently started reading by Francis Chan, he prefaces his book by saying, we do not obviously lack resources. We don't lack books. The problem isn't the amount of information we have access to, it's actually the implementation of it. We want, I think, to gain knowledge, but acting on it and changing our behaviors or altering things in our life is the hard part. Definitely. So I'm not gonna, there are so many things out there. I mean, as a matter of fact, just to give you a little bit of information I found out on my search. So I've got 4 categories: parenting, Christian living, thoughts and decision making, and dating and marriage. And kind of the books that have been most impactful for me fall into those categories. Parenting, in my Amazon book search, there are 271,354 books on Amazon on parenting. Almost over 250,000 books. It's a lot of books, but it gets better. Type in Christian living in Amazon and you will get 275,459 books on just living the Christian life. Marriage and dating. There were 201,307 books on marriage, 46,741 books on dating, and thoughts and decision making. Get this is funny. It's kind of ironic, like we can't make decisions and there are almost 500,000 books on decision making on Amazon Books. It's kind of funny. But best of all, where did I put it? Okay, you type in self-help in Amazon Books and you will get a mega number of 484,231 book options for self-help. How's that working for us? It's not good. Not going good at all. We are apparently not good at helping ourselves. And thank goodness. I mean, left to ourselves, we will be on an endless quest for guidance, and it's really chasing the wind. Cue the wind. I'm a dork if you haven't noticed that yet. So I'm going to start with that. We don't lack knowledge. We don't lack access to it. If anything, we are gluttons of stuff, and we need to be much more diligent about taking a few really good things and implementing those rather than just being never satisfied in an endless pursuit of information and knowledge and new things. So I'm just going to give you a couple books that have really impacted me in each of those areas, and kind of wrap it all in 2 Peter 1:5-10. And I'm going to put that verse up at the end of this video. And I'll read that for starters. And I'm going to try to keep this video shorter. I have not succeeded thus far, but one of these days. For this very reason, make it every effort of yours to supplement your faith with virtue. Sorry, squirrel. And your virtue with knowledge, with your knowledge with self-control, your self-control with steadfastness, your steadfastness with godliness, your godliness with brotherly affection, your brotherly affection with love. For if these qualities are yours and they are increasing, they will keep you from being ineffective and unfruitful in the knowledge of the Lord. For whoever lacks in these qualities is so nearsighted that he is blind, having forgotten that he was cleansed from his sins. Therefore, brothers, be all the more diligent to confirm your calling and your election. For if you practice these qualities, you will never fail. So I went through and highlighted some of those words. Make it every effort. Increase your knowledge. You could be ineffective or fruitful and nearsighted. Don't forget things. Be diligent. Practice them. Those are action verbs. In case you didn't know and you needed to clarify that from a second grade teacher. Those are we're doing something. Okay, it's not just like reading something and going, oh, that was profound. We have to implement it. So with that said, parenting. There are a lot of parenting books. For me, Raising Boys, one that I've loved so much is called Shaping Ordinary Boys to be Extraordinary Men. And it's really great. It's by a guy named William Busse. I'll try to link these books at the bottom. Like, I'm a YouTuber. I'm going to link these books at the bottom. Share and follow in case you want to click on them and check them out. So that's one. Of course, Bringing Up Boys by James Dobson. That's another great one. And both of those, there's a girl version for you girl mamas out there and daddies. Christian Living. Goodness gracious, this is the one that had over 275,000 options. Probably one of the most impactful books, which I shared in my first video, Woven, is Radical by David Platt. And I'm sure many of you have read it, but it is a cornerstone book for me. And then a new recent one is The Best Yes by Lisa Turkish, and that really probably would speak to women more. And it's just about that rush and hustle and feeling like in order to be productive we have to be busy and say yes to everything, and that's not true. We've got to create margins in our lives and areas where God could really use us the best. Okay, I don't know if you saw that, but I heard it. Okay, thoughts and decision making. Man, I don't know about any of you guys, but I struggle with big decisions like nobody's business. I don't know what it is. I guess I just fear making the wrong decision. And so I have found one of absolutely the best books, and it's not necessarily, written from a Christian perspective, but it is so wonderful. I recommend it for parents or just anybody at all. It's called Taking the Risk by Ben Carson. And he really dives into decision making, weighing your pros, your cons, best case scenario, worst case scenario. And I implemented this approach. Well, I've done it several times, but I implemented it for the first time when I had to make a decision about moving my family. And so wonderful, Taking the Risk. And Battlefield of the Mind. Whoa, when I was going through a really, 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 really hard time in my marriage several years ago, my mind was truly a battlefield. I mean, it's where so much confusion was happening and conflict. So that is a really powerful book. Dating and Marriage. I'm gonna, this is the one with 201,307 books on marriage, 46,741 books on dating. Goodness. And I found that like a lot of the books, especially on dating, is like how to find your husband or how to be or whatever. And one was given to me not too long ago called The Right One, and it's by Jimmy Evans, and it is really, really wonderful. I would recommend that if you are single and wanting a godly, true, meaningful marriage. And then if you're already married, or if you're not, because actually I'm reading this one right now. It's called You and Me, Forever in Light of Eternity, and it's by Francis Chan. It is so good. It's so good. I haven't even finished it quite yet, but it is so wonderful. And it is, like just what it says. It's a book about really what the picture of marriage is, and it's not for us to be happy. It's for us to produce holiness and for us to see just another dimension to God's love, and then to reflect that on this earth, and you know, Christians are doing a really terrible job at reflecting that. So, you know, any wisdom we could get, and then of course implementing it, is needed. I was gonna say something else. Okay, that is really it. And oh, one of my top books, period, of all time. And this is a bonus because I just was gonna pick 8, but this is a bonus book, and since it's my YouTube video, I can do it. Boundaries by Dr. Henry Cloud and Townsend. I mean, you could stick boundaries in any of those categories, and it would bless your life. Actually, I don't even have my copy of it right now because I've just loaned it out recently, but that's a wonderful book. This video makes me look like a squirrel. Anyway, with all my distractedness, what was I going to say to you? Okay, I know that like none of these authors are really like super theological, and you could find books from Tim Keller and C.S. Lewis and John Piper that, you know, would definitely take you to a different level theologically, but I found that these are just really great practical cornerstone books. And again, to wrap it all in the fact that it starts with faith, according to Hebrews 11:1, which is being sure of what we hope for and certain of what we don't see. And that scripture in Peter starts with faith, and then it, you know, goes on to list what we should add to our faith, and then it ends with love. And of course, Corinthians gives us a great definition of what love is. And so I pray that on our quest for knowledge, that we realize what it all starts with and what it all ends with, and that we pursue that. So I hope this is helpful for you, and that I don't look like a total Dorcas out here and with all these animals flying around my head. But have a wonderful day.